defense, investing in it for SIP and ISAs, would that be an industry, particularly within autonomous systems, to be good into your SIP and ISA? And if so, how much? Now, I've already discussed in previous videos, so make sure you look at those, make sure you followed. We've looked at some of the themes in semiconductors, computing, artificial intelligence, cloud. So big points to remember. You're going to have probably between 20 to 40 securities there. You're going to have 2.5% to 5% in each. Anything below 2.5% becomes negligible if you get it right. And you're not going to want to pick just one particular theme and just for a month. This is just monthly performances. You're going to want to hold them for a longer period than that to give them enough time to eke out of the noise, the short-term noise that might be there. So you'd think, well, wait a minute, autonomous systems should be doing well and defense should be doing well. Well, over the past month, despite all the news in the Middle East, they're down about 10%. Does that mean you panic? Does it mean you exit? Well, if you happen to own any of these, and we don't because they never came up in our original system of value, growth, income, cash flow, Sortino, the question is, well, wait a minute, how come you've not lost 20% or 13% or whatever else in some of these? And the reason is because to begin with, you make sure you've got the kind of companies in your SIPs and ISA and your pension where they've, against everything in the universe, not just, oh, I'll get a defense stock, but everything that you see out there have competed against them. And you've got from 6,000 securities, and these are all the themes of those 6,000, you've narrowed it down to about 200. And therefore, if the defense companies don't make the cut, think of it like a football team, and they haven't made the cut for value, growth, income, cash flow, Sortino, Alpha, then they're out. I'm afraid they're not in. And that's the end of that story. If you'd like a more bespoke version for you, have a look at alpeshpatel.com of this, and you want to see more detail on this, then have a look there at some of the samples and examples we've given of what we do for clients on this. But essentially, once you've got that portfolio, you've decided how much of your portfolio is going to be just purely in cash, so ignore that part for a moment, and you've got your 20 to 40 securities with the rest of it, it is not that you're trying to pick the themes. And again, it shows you why it was so dangerous to pick defense or go by headlines and narratives, because those people who went with narratives went into some of these. And then in the past month alone, the duration of the conflict has suffered these huge losses. Now, I might say, well, surely now it's the time then to go into defense because they've fallen so far. Well, it worries me somewhat that if they've fallen this much when it was the obvious trade to make, then what makes you think that the reverse is going to be true? Put it another way, you want to take a more scientific approach to your investing. You want to have a hypothesis, which is, if something is in the news and it's fallen 10%, is that a good time to buy? And then you want to test that hypothesis just like you did at school. And if you've not tested it and you've not got the hypothesis and you've not thought that way, then what you've actually done is just gambled with your pension. My son's investments that I make for him in the junior ISA, on my wife for her retirement or for my old age, and my son's inheritance have to be based on far more robust methodology than just, this sounds about right, I read a bit of news, let's take a guess and a punt. And one of the ways of trying to get it more right is having that database of value, growth, income, cash flow, Sortino. So I'm glad we're not in AVAV or KTOS or LHX, LMT, Palantir's in there at -13. Palantir had always been a worry because as a recent IPO, there's too little data. And it's one of the reasons Warren Buffett doesn't invest in it. It's great for the momentum trade. It's great for social media, sort of talking heads who want to look really clever because they were right for 3 seconds. But for a robust portfolio, you certainly don't want to be trying to pick and gamble and speculate on the right theme. The shorter the time frame and the more things you've got to get right, the more likely you're going to be wrong and you're actually gambling dressed up as investing. Investing is longer term and it's based on quality companies which are diversified, not in just one theme, but in more of those. In future videos, so make sure you follow, we'll cover more of this. And if you want to subscribe to make sure you get the updates and stuff, it's alpeshpatel.com/links as well.